Hi everyone and welcome to Social Sciences Class 7, and today's learning topic is all about market. So when I say this term called market, so what is market for all of us? Shopping, going and buying things which are somehow attractive, more colorful, or going in the market asking for a restaurant and eating and things like that, right? So basically, a market will only or always have a buyer, that is us, and a seller, that's a shopkeeper. So in simple basic term that we understand what is market is that there will be buyers and there will be sellers. So buyers are probably people like us, but sellers are different people. They can be shopkeepers, they can be, if you want to buy something which requires a lot of quantity, then they can be wholesalers. So today we are going to learn the terminology that is there in market, that is a wholesaler and retailer, and what actually makes the market go. So is it only you and me who makes the market go, or is it something else and something different that makes a marketplace really attractive, interesting, and a happy place to be in? So let's start. So the chapter that is there is chapter number 16, and that looks really like a Sarojini Nagar market kind of an area, and the page number that we have taken is page 108, and we'll finish it on page number 111. So that's a busy market scene that you see up on the screen. So please take out your chapter number 16 and pages 108. So let's find out what is the first thing that they are going to tell us about. So the factors responsible to people's access to market. So if I were to go to a market, so if I want to go to the market, what are the things that will make me go to the market? Would it be only that I'm interested in going to a market? Would it be because I need something, or would it be just because there's a friend of mine who's going? Or what else is there that makes a person go to the market? So the first one is the income cycle. So when you go to a market, the first and foremost thing that everyone needs to know is that do we have enough money? Do we have something in the pocket to go and buy? So most of the time, if we do not have money, we do not go. So the first factor that is responsible for all of us to be going to the market is the income, the pocket. Once you're there inside the market, what do? You ask for the prices of the goods. So if the prices is within your budget, you will buy it. If the price is not within your budget, what do you do then? Then you say that, okay, maybe I'll come back again, maybe when I have some more money, and that is the time I'm going to come and buy the same product. By that time, maybe the product is gone and finished. But the second factor that is responsible for all of us to go to the market is also when we are buying and checking the price, whether it suits us or not. Once we've checked the price, then we will also see if it is a fabric or any other thing that we are buying, if it is good quality or not. So if we see that the quality is not appropriate and we do not like it, obviously we are not going to go to the market to buy it. Or maybe we are going to visit some other market, visit some other shop where you feel that the quality of the product is really good. Then the credit. So there are times that most of the families ask a particular person that, okay, whenever the salary comes, I'm going to pay you. So can we buy even without money? Can we take this and we're going to take it on credit? And once the salary arrives, we are going to pay. So most of the middle class families have this kind of a relationship with the shopkeeper that whenever they need something, they go and take it, and he maintains a register, and at the end of the month when the salary comes, they pay it back. So that is also one very good aspect of Indian markets. If you have that facility, you will go to the market. The fifth one is convenience to customers. So if the marketplace is just near my house, I will definitely be able to go. If the marketplace, I can travel in an auto, or I can go by foot or in a rickshaw, and it's convenient to me, I will definitely go. But if the marketplace is in an area where I can only take a cab or a taxi and then go, it would be, I think, expensive for me on my pocket. So I would appreciate if the market is just near my colony, and then I save on that money of commuting. Then the next one, very important, availability of goods. If I want to go and buy a shoe and that shoe is not there in the market, what am I going to do in that market? It's going to spoil my mood also. I went there very excited to buy a pair of shoes and I don't find it. So, uh, these are the factors that are responsible for you to be going to the market: income, price, good quality, credit, convenience of customers, and the availability of goods. Now, when you go to the market, this is a wholesale place that you see up on the screen. Wholesale means when there is a lot of the same item in a particular place. It doesn't really have to be a small shop because it's a whole lot of products. So it requires a massive place to store in. So there are times when you just have to buy one thing. That's the time that you go in a nearby market and you buy. But there are times like I have a beautician who comes to my house, and when she does her facial and the products that she uses, she says, I don't want to go to a market nearby because then it's very expensive for me to buy that product. So then I asked her, then where do you go? So she says, I go to a wholesaler market where one single product is like in thousands you can buy. So, but if you want to buy only one product, wholesaler is not going to sell that product to you. But if you, the same cream, if you want to buy 100, they will be able to provide you with that 100 cream and it will be cheaper for you. So people who are dealing with products that are more. So if there is a shop where I sell 100 or 200 shampoos, I have to go to the wholesaler because that's the place where I will find so many shampoo bottles. But if I just have to buy one, then I go to my market where you have a retailer. So the difference between a retailer and a wholesaler is wholesaler means whole, many products and thousands of products. But retailer means just a few there where he can put it on display in his cupboard. So what are the functions of a wholesaler? What is it that it does for us? So that's a picture of a wholesaler, and if you see, massive storage facility is what you need. Okay, so the first thing, wholesalers are provided goods directly by the manufacturers. They keep adequate stock so as to make them available to retailers. So the first thing that the wholesaler should have is he should have a very good relationship with the factories. So if he thinks that he wants to only have creams and shampoos, so he should be having a relationship with the factories that produce cream and shampoos or talcum powder. So he goes there and he purchases that good in bulk. Bulk means in a large quantity. So that's the first thing that he should have, that he has a good relationship with the factory owners. They purchase these goods in large quantities and tell them and sell them in small quantities to the retailer. So if I have a shop in a market and I want to only have clothes to sell, so what do? I go to a wholesaler market, and there is where you will be finding lots and lots of fabric, lots and lots of clothes to buy. And then those wholesaler is going to sell that product to me and I become a retailer. The third one is that they have to make an arrangement for holding stocks to meet the needs of the retailers. Hence, a large investment needs to invest in fast spaces like warehouse and godown. So what happens if I ask a wholesaler that, okay, I'm going to come in 2 days' time and I need 100 packets of ice cream. So what is the wholesaler going to do? He has to have the money to buy from the factory those 100 packets of ice cream. So those 100 packets of ice cream have to be also stored in a place. So his money has gone into buying those 100 packets. His money has also gone in investing in the space. So it's known as a warehouse or godowns, those spaces which are very big enough for things to be stored. So that's your third thing. The fourth is they help the retailers to have the stocks delivered at the doorstep of the retailer by providing personnel and transportation. Now, when I ordered those 100 packets of ice cream, I'm not going to go to the wholesaler. Most of the time, it is the wholesaler who's going to come and give those 100 packets of ice cream, and I store it in my shop. So, to come with that packet of ice cream from the wholesale market to the retail market, it requires money. And there's a person who's going to be driving that car, and there's a person who's going to be delivering. So his investment, his money is spent on making the arrangements for the stocks to be delivered, in having a vast space like warehouse and godowns, and also buying the material in bulk in large quantities. So basically, the wholesaler has to really have the money to invest in this. Then the wholesalers also provide credit facilities to the retailers. So if I'm the retailer and I do not have the money for that 100 packet of ice cream right now, I'm going to say, okay, I'm going to give as soon as I'm able to sell. So once I've sold those 100 packets of ice cream, I will pay it back. But by that time, the wholesaler will be left without money. But that is one responsibility that the wholesaler takes up. The sixth one is wholesaler undertakes the activities like advertisement and sale promotion to increase the demand for their goods. So if you've seen sometimes, even with the doctors, if you see, there would be a PR person who would always be there and selling, trying to say, oh, doctor, this medicine is good, doctor, this medicine is good, and we're going to give you in a lesser price. So this is something a wholesaler has to do. So the wholesaler has to provide the advertisement, encourage the retailer to buy that product so that he earns money with the retailer selling it directly to the customer. So most of the time the wholesaler is not in a direct relationship with buyers, with us. It's the retailer who is in direct relationship with us. They have to bear the risk of loss which may be due to damage of goods or change in prices. So if they are going to deliver some goods, and if it's a crockery and it's broken, the retailer is not going to pay. So it's the wholesaler who bears that loss also. So these were the 7 points of reference for the wholesalers. So wholesalers got feedback. They get feedback from the shopkeeper about the choice of the consumer and pass on this information to the manufacturer. So if I like a particular product, so if I say I only like VLCC cream, so I'm going to go to the retailer that I go to and I'll say the shopkeeper, Bhaiya, please only give me VLCC. So what is he going to say? The next time the wholesaler comes, he's going to say, oh, there's one madam who says she only wants VLCC. VLCC. So that way the retailer tells the wholesaler what is the choice of a customer, what is it that they want to buy, what is it that they like. So next time when he comes, he's going to make sure that the product that he keeps and the product that he gives to retailers are based on the customer's choice. Okay, so wholesalers also help in avoiding shortage and scarcity of goods, of course, because whenever you are in need of that product, you just call up the wholesaler and say, please send me those goods. I do not have it in my shop. So it seems that it's the wholesaler which is under a lot of stress, is the wholesaler which is the one that are doing more work than a retailer here. Now, who is an intermediary? Intermediary is somebody who is in the middle, a middleman. So, a market serves as a link between the producer and the consumer. So, who is the person or who is it that is in the middle? It is the market. So, the wholesaler is the one who's going to give it to the retailer, and the retailer sits in a market. So, the marketplace is basically for both of them. The market is for the wholesaler, the market is also for the retailers, and market is also for the consumers like us who go and buy. So, the link between the producers and the consumers is established through these middlemen. And who are these middlemen? They can be retailers, they can be stockholders, they can be banks, they can be transporters. Now, what is the role of a intermediary? The first one is that it provides the products to the customer. So, if it is a retailer, you go to the retailer, you go to the shop. The normal kind of shop is a retailer. So, whatever shops that you have in the market are all retail shop. So, that retailer will have the product for you and they will be giving it to you. It also provides information. So, that retailer, that shopkeeper will also give you information. Supposing there's a new product that has been launched by a company, you have no idea. So, that shopkeeper is going to tell you that this is something that has come right now. If you want, you can buy it. He also tries to keep the prices low so as to attract more customers. And again, if he can provide funds to you, or if it is a bank, because bank is also an intermediary. So, if I need funds, what do I do? Where do I go? I take the help of the middleman called bank and I ask them that I need funds to invest in my shop. So, these are the four different roles that a middleman has, and middleman is the consumer, the shopkeeper, the banks, and the person who is towing that truck to meet the demands of a market. So, let's go on to revising what all we have learnt. So, fill in the blanks. A place where goods and services are exchanged for a certain place is called, of course, it's called a market, and that's our learning topic also. One who produces goods is known as simple producer. The third one, wholesalers act as dash between the manufacturer and the retailer. So, intermediary or a middleman. A dash serves as a link between the producer and a consumer. So, who is it that is serving a link between the producer and the consumer? That's your wholesaler. All right. So, these were your revision, whatever we have learned till now in this chapter. I've kind of made it into those fill in the blanks. All right, so now comes your comprehension questions. Now, what do you mean by a market? So, market basically is a place where you have buyers and you have producers. So, buyers can also be your consumers, where you can sell and when you can buy goods of your choice. Now, what are the functions of a wholesaler? The function is that the basic function, most important, is that it provides you with the services of the goods. It also kind of gives you the loans. It can also tell you and give you or provide you with information of new products that have come. But basic function of a wholesaler is to store a large amount of goods in the warehouse and godowns and then give it to the retailers, whoever is in demand of that product. Then I would also want you to write a short note on the role of intermediaries. Now remember, intermediaries are the banks, the wholesalers, the customers, not the customers, but the market that they are sitting in. All right. So, I do hope that you've understood the simpler meaning of market. It's a place where consumers and producers both get a benefit. You get a benefit of buying and enjoying, and they get a benefit of selling and trying to make some money. So, this was the topic of market. I've given you 3 comprehension questions, but there are more. If you would want to go to the back exercises, please go to the back exercises and write your answers. So have a good day. Bye-bye.